Hey there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's question comes from a girl who was going to bid a job at a customer's house, and when she got to the customer's house, she drove into the neighborhood. And as she looked around the neighborhood, there were a lot of unsettling things that caught her attention. There were people hanging out in the streets that she felt should either be in school or should be at work or whatever, but they seemed to be living on the streets. There was trash and broken bottles, and there was graffiti on the walls, and there were broken windows in some of the vehicles that were parked along the sides of the street. And she didn't feel safe about leaving her car on that street while she was inside cleaning for 3 and 4 hours at a time. She felt a little bit unsafe about working in this neighborhood. And so she turned around and she left. She never bid the job. Now, her question to me is, the woman called me back and she wants me to come back and bid the job. Do I just keep rescheduling with her and then standing her up and hope that she goes and finds another house cleaner? Please don't do that, okay? That right there is what gives house cleaners everywhere a really bad name. That's bad. Please do not do that. Now, if you go into a neighborhood and you don't feel safe, you have to respect your gut instinct, which you did that correctly. So yay for that. The instinct part is something that you're going to have to deal with as you go to different houses throughout the course of your career for whatever reason. And our conscious minds don't always know why we feel unsafe. But when something triggers in and it's a fight or flight response, you have to respect that and get out. Just get out quickly. Don't ask questions. If that kicks in and you don't feel safe, you need to leave, because there's no amount of money that a house cleaning job will be worth your safety if you get mugged or you get beaten or you get killed, okay? It's not worth the price of that house. Now, the next thing that I have to mention is the woman who lives in this house. I don't know why she lives there, but maybe she feels safe, okay? That is her choice of where she lives. This is her home. And so although you may not feel safe, she does. I don't know if somebody gave her that house as an inheritance. Maybe that's the only kind of house she could afford. Maybe she grew up in that house. We don't know what the reasons are that she lives there, but she feels safe. So it's not nice to call her up on the phone and say, well, you live in a bad neighborhood. I'm not coming to clean in your neighborhood. Because she has social media just like you. She can jump on Facebook and jump on Twitter and say, hey, listen, don't hire this girl. She's mean. Right? She can do that, and now you have damage control for somebody you never even cleaned their house. The next thing that you need to think about is if you keep rescheduling with her and you keep not showing up, you set a really, really bad name for your business. And then again, you have damage control. She can say, don't hire this girl. She's completely unreliable. She set 5 appointments with me and never showed up to a single one of them. That is really bad PR that you just did for yourself. Please do not do that. All right, so if you decide that you get to a neighborhood and you are not safe, then make a note to yourself, I don't work in this neighborhood. And if someone then calls in the future, you can quickly do a search for that area or that zip code and say, oh, I don't service that area. And so right up front, you haven't wasted their time by keeping them home from work so that they could be there when you go to bid the job. They're not wasting your time from having you drive across town to bid the job and then discover that, oh yeah, it's this neighborhood. I don't work in this neighborhood. There are streets that are just known not to be safe streets. So don't work on those streets, right? This is your business. You get to choose where you want to work. Now, my recommendation would be, because a lot of times you are going to be out working alone. And there's nothing wrong with working alone. There's no reason to be afraid or to be scared. Most of the people that are going to hire you are just nice people, and they have money and they're going to pay you for a particular service. And so you have to go into it with that attitude. With that attitude, though, you still have to be cautious. And so if you're really nervous and you're not sure, carry pepper spray with you. I do not recommend that you carry a loaded weapon. There are so many things that can malfunction if you have a loaded weapon. And if it's in your cleaning caddy and a kid gets a hold of it while you're not looking and your back is turned, that's on you, okay? So do not carry a loaded gun. I've had people ask me this question on numerous occasions. Do not carry a loaded gun with you into someone else's home. Do not do that. But you can carry pepper spray. And pepper spray is small. It fits right in your apron. It's on your person. If someone gets close to you and you feel threatened, you can pull it out and squirt them. Boom. Problem solved. And then run to safety, okay? So it's an easy fix, whether it's a pit bull or whether it's a person or whatever, you can still protect yourself. The next thing that I might recommend is and this is any house, not just houses where you feel unsafe, but any house, let someone else know where you're going to be. We have texting now. You can text your mother, you can text a friend, say, listen, I'm going to clean a house. Here is the address. I will be done at a certain time. I will send you a thumbs up emoji when the project is done and I'm safe. If I don't check back in with you in 3 hours, call the police, right? So you can have someone keep tabs on you in the event that something malfunctions. I've never known a situation where a house cleaner has gone missing on the job. It just normally doesn't happen. It's a very unusual situation. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying I don't know of a particular situation where that has happened. So let someone else know where you are. Like I said, it's a super easy thing. You get the address from the customer, you forward it to a friend. So get an accountability partner because that way they know you're safe and you know you're safe. All right, that's it for today. And until we see you again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.